What did Angela Duckworth do when she was 27? When Angela Duckworth was 27, she left a very demanding job in management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. What struck her about students' grades? What struck her about students' grades was that IQ wasn't the only difference between her best and her worst students. What conclusion did she reach about what is needed in teaching? The conclusion in teaching that she reached about is a much better understanding of students and learning from a motivational perspective from a psychological perspective. What do we know how to measure best in education? How to measure best in education is IQ. Why did she leave classroom teaching? She thinks if doing well in school and in life depends on much more than your ability to learn quickly and easily. What was the main question she tried to answer through her research? Who is successful here and why? What did she and her colleagues try to predict at West Point Military Academy? Cadets will stay in military training in which would start up. What did she and her colleagues try to predict at the National Spelling Bee? Children would advance further in competition. What did she and her colleagues try to predict wireless studying news teachers in tall neighborhoods? Which teachers are still going to be here in teaching by the end of school years? And of those who will be the most effective at improving learning outcome for the students. What did she and her colleagues try to predict when they are working with private companies? Which of these salespeople is going to keep their jobs? In all these situations, which characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success? It was grit. What is grit? Grit is patience and perseverance for very long-term goals. Which kids were most likely to graduate in Chicago public school she studied? Grittier kids were significantly more likely to graduate. What is the most shocking thing about grit? How little we know, how little science knows about building it. What is the relationship between talent and grit? What I do know is that talent doesn't make you gritty. What is the best idea she has learned about building grit in kids? Growth mindset. When are children more likely to persevere? Why? Dr. Drake has shown that when kids read and learn about their brain and how it changes and grows, and in response to challenge, they are much more likely to persevere when they are fail because they don't believe that failure is the permanent condition. What work needs to be done in the future? We need to be gritty about getting our kids grittier.